appreciate your will. I know you got the elevator in your house, but with me, you appreciate the steps. Act like you don't wanna see how much of this Jack Daniels you can handle. You wanna drink and get cut like Rambo, and let me drive your daddy's Lambo. Take me up to Beverly.
Alright, we're gonna do another update here. Still working out on the back placement of amps and stuff. Obviously I still have to carpet a few things. Waiting on some more carpet. It'll be here in a few days. But I did mount the amps just to kind of figure out where I'm putting everything. I got this one right here, and then when I get the second one, it'll just go right above it. And you can see I got the dual inputs. My batteries tray for 6 of those batteries as I get them. Got my DC sticker. But so that's the back, pretty much trimmed out. I also did get the Epic Lighting LEDs installed. As you can see, they kind of do stuff. They're just laying there on the amps. I'm probably going to add some more strips here in the back so I can make it a little brighter. And I'm going to stick them behind the amps so that they glow the back of the amp. Right now they're just laying in the heatsink, so they're not going to look quite right. So I got those back there, and I also got some put in here for the floors, doing all the colors. I have the module in my console right now, but I think I'm going to move it over and mount it to the back so you can see it and have better access to it, and make it a little cleaner looking, because this remote has pretty good range. So I can put it anywhere in the car I want and still be able to use the remote. That's the Epic Lighting LED set from Sky High Car Audio. You can get that on their website. I like it. I'm going to eventually, here in a few days, put some underneath the car too. And that will be on a switch, so I can switch on to some underglow, which will match the interior light. So it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Today's goal is, I'm at the point where I can start putting on the front baffle. I'm getting really excited right now. I brought one of the subs with me. I'm going to go ahead and plot out where I'm going to put it and start cutting some holes out and put the front baffles on. As many as I can get on today. There's going to be 4 layers total. So we'll keep in tune with that. I got, I believe, 2 sheets plus this half sheet. So should be able to get it all, no problem. The half sheet's going to probably be dedicated to one whole baffle on its own. And then I could get 2 more out of the next sheet and 1 more out of the third. So I should have about a half sheet left over, and then just a bunch of scraps, which I can use to build the speaker enclosures for the back speakers. I got a bunch of mids and highs. So if they got to go in a little enclosure, I don't know where I'm going to put them yet. I have the doors, and then I'm going to get kick panels for the front, but the rear speakers, they need a little something. So that's the goal. But today I'm going to go ahead and get the baffles going, so we'll keep you updated as I go with that. I do like these lights a lot. I had to order some more because I like them so much. I want to put more. So we'll keep doing that, and I'll show you how it turns out. Obviously, we'll do a big walk around video of the build when it finished. So when I get it done. Anyway, I'm gonna get to work. So we got the circles cut out in the first baffle. This is what we're doing as far as laying them out goes. This is facing up, so you can see there's a sub tucked down below, and then the sub up there, and right here is the port. So I'm gonna go ahead and Craig jig all these edges around the 3 sides that are connected to the box, because this piece actually goes inside the box, and then the next 3 baffles actually go on top or in front. So this one gets Craig jigged so it can be attached really well, and then everything will screw to it, or vice versa. Maybe I'll screw back. So I'm going to go ahead and do some Craig jigging where I can, just so I can somehow get this bolted on to the box, and then show you guys kind of what it's going to end up looking like. We're visually going to get to see what the wall is going to look like. Here's the Craig jigs all in there. Got quite a few of them. I tried to do as many as I could in the corners. This side doesn't get any because of the port. And I also did some on the back side, not as many because I don't want to have to patch so many up, because I got to patch all these ones up on the inside. But I wanted to do some on the inside so that the Craig jigs are working from both sides to try to hold this in. It's not going to be so critical once the other boards are on it. It's just right now, you know, since I'm here, I can try to do my best with it. So we're going to put that in here and show you guys what it looks like with this closed up. Alright, so the first baffle is in out of 4 that are going. This one goes inside the box and the rest are going to stack right on top of it and come out. They're going to adhere to the exterior of the box here. So that's kind of what we're going for. I haven't really looked at it yet. Let's see what it seems like from here. Wow. Wow, that's something. 2 subs. And that one down below is kind of going to be hidden behind the seat, so that'll look cool. I couldn't get it perfectly centered to the car, but it looks good. And then you can kind of see the port. Pretty big port right now. This is the burp port. I'm going to be sliding in a daily port. It's like a sleeve that will tune it down, but it's starting to come together. Alright, got the front baffle in last night. I've been working on it a little bit today. First thing I'm going to do is I'm getting ready to put some threaded rods in here for bracing. So I got these guys cut down size. They're 3/4 inch. You can see I kind of cleaned up the end real nice. It's hard to tell, but so that's what you're going to see. And if I can do this one with one hand, which doesn't look like, okay. And got to guide it through the back side. But kind of end up doing that. Back here I did this where I countersunk so I can put the washer and nut underneath my beauty panel, so you'll never see it. And then these are for the terminals for the speaker wires. Got those done and painted black because I'm just going to notch out the beauty panel right here so that I can take it on and off without having to remove the speaker terminals, which wouldn't work too good. But there's a better view of the wall with the light over here. But basically you're going to see 2 holes, or 2 dowels coming through, one in each section. It's hard to do with one hand. And then just the nut and washer. And then back there's my terminals. I can use these dowel rods to zip tie my wires to inside to make it real clean when I go ahead and load the subs. I'm going to do a little bit of that tonight, kind of just testing them. There's someone on the floor, but you can see they come out the back, so it should look pretty good. You know, I wanted it to be structurally sound and look good at the same time. So I'm going to go ahead and start doing a little sanding and body filler inside the box to kind of smooth it out, get it ready for some preliminary testing. I'm not going to worry about all the screw holes on the front yet. They're obviously going to get smooth filled and everything because I want to vinyl wrap the whole front. But you can see I contoured the edges pretty good all the way around. Obviously not perfect, but once the vinyl material goes on, it'll make things look a lot better because it kind of tucks into those corners and edges and drews them up. So We got 4 layers of baffle, 4 layers, 2 thread rods, and then that's the big port, which I'm going to slide in my big sleeve for the low tuning. And then this open section right now is the high tuning. All I have to do is adjust it by putting pieces of wood stacked behind this section right here, just going back, and I can lengthen it or shorten it, and that will adjust the high tune, and then also provide a little more structure for that side over there. So I'm gonna probably try to load the subs up tonight if I can, and wire up the amp. And I don't have anybody helping me, and this paint's still not dry, so I don't know if I can wire up the speakers to the amp yet. So I'm not going to be able to burp it till later. But I'm getting excited. It's getting very real now. This baffle was the biggest part of this, was putting this baffle on. That was the absolute hardest part. Absolute hardest part. And now it's done. I did that all in one day. It took the entire day, about 12 hours, to get all 4 layers on the way I wanted it, and it turned out really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue doing that. I've been cutting those rods down and stuff, and they're ready to bolt in. I gotta figure out how to bolt these in myself, because I do want to put the rods in tonight. So while I figure that out, you guys will get updated later on when I got a little more done, and I look forward to it, because I'm going to be testing this thing really quick for SPL. It won't be ready to play because I don't have the port in yet, but that won't be too hard to build. There's just a few more things I need to get for that. So anyway, guys, check in later. Okay, so I'm going to call it a night here. It's getting pretty cold out. Got some of the holes patched up. I decided I'd do a few on the front here. I ran out of putty, so I didn't get them all. Everything in the box has been patched, other than, you know, the holes I gotta put rods through. So the inside's ready. It just needs a quick sand down, and then it's already pretty smooth. And then I'm gonna sand down the front here tomorrow, install the rods, install the terminals for the sub wires, and then the box itself is ready to burp. The first time. The port is tuned to the thickness of the baffle right now, and then obviously the slip out here isn't perfect, but what I want to do is see what it does, find out, you know, kind of what ballpark I'm looking at. I don't have any 45s in the back of the box or anything. It's just a straight up 90-degree everything, and then the raw port. I just want to see what it does. Everything's smooth inside. It just, there's no edits right now. I'll figure out what it does, and then I'm gonna make a piece that bolts on. Basically, it has have the same bolt pattern as the slide-in port. I'm gonna get some thread inserts and do thread inserts around the whole thing, so I can bolt my port down. And that would be the low tune port, and this port, the high tune, I'm going to get a little trim, like a roundover I can build that bolts to the same bolt pattern, and kind of rounds these out, you know, makes the edge of the front of the box here real smooth. And then from there back, I build behind this, you know, I put a piece to lower the tuning and adjust the tuning as needed for getting the best number if it needs to go any lower. Right now it's tuned probably around 50 hertz. Last time I checked it was around 50 hertz, so the highest tuning I can go is 50 hertz, which right now should peak around the mid 50s in this car, which almost might be too high for the FS of my speakers. I don't really know yet. I have to just end up playing with it. I would, though, like to build behind this as much as I could to help reinforce that edge, like I said earlier, because the rod's got the middle over there taken care of quite well. And overall, right now, it's pretty strong. I mean, it's all right. It resonates just a little bit, whereas if you hit the sides of the box, it doesn't quite make noise. But pretty happy with it. I mean, 4 layers thick and all that. But you know, kind of exciting getting to the home stretch of things. But as you can see, it's a pretty big chunk of the car taken up. So hopefully get everything trimmed out. You guys will see in a few weeks it's gonna completely transform into something great as soon as I get all the cosmetics taken care of and the speakers loaded in. Right now it's still a little bit raw, but I like it. I'm really happy. Alright guys, I gotta check out. It's getting cold. We'll give you the update next time. Alright YouTube, next update. Got the subs sitting here, about ready to throw them in. Gotta wire them up and install them. This will be the first time I throw them in. And I'm gonna try to burp them tonight. Got all the wiring set up in here. It's a little dark, but you can kind of see. Got my racing installed. That's pretty much what the wall's looking like right now. And there it is. So right now the goal is to see what happens right now with nothing in the box. Box is completely gutted of any adjustments. I do plan on putting a 45 in the back corner. I don't know how large yet. I'm just going to test around and try it. And then I have to adjust the burp port, which you're looking at. This big open section is the burp port. It's 355 or 56 square inches right now of port area, and I'm just going to lengthen it if I need to bring the tuning down. And then it's large enough that I can slide in my daily port, which will be pretty much a big old sleeve that I slide in, a 4-sided speaker box kind of thing, which is a port. It'll slide in, bolt into this little lip here. I got to get the hardware for that still, so I can't really play it yet. It's not ready to play, but I can play around with the SPL side of this setup. So whenever I want to do good on the meter, I have to pull my seat out, pull the port out, and it'll be ready to go. That's the goal. But on average, if I go to shows, I'll probably not worry about it unless it's like a bigger competition. Then I'll probably pull it out so I can bring up my score. In theory, we have to test it out. That's why I'm starting tonight on this. But this thing is really, really nice. I'm really happy. It's really solid. Everything's really good. We got the seats in here. So I'm about to throw the speakers in and see what it finally looks like. I'm just going to screw them in right now and wire them in. So we'll see how that goes. And we'll check in with you guys when it's time to do this. Alright, gonna do the first hit, or probably like the second now, on these. Nothing's been edited on the box, it's just straight up square port, nothing's been touched. Everything inside, there's nothing going on. Alright, we're gonna show you guys what this thing can do. I've been working on it for about 3 months. It's my new build.
To see more great videos, hit that subscribe button. You can also find me on Google+, follow me on Instagram, and join the all-new Facebook page to keep up with all things car audio.